Hello. So today we're going to talk a little bit about countable and uncountable nouns. What are they? People find them so confusing and they're not really once you think about them in the right way. So countable literally means you can count it. One pen, two pens, three pens. We can count it. It is countable. If we can count it, we can have more than one. One pen, two pens, three pens. Because we can count it, we can have more than one, we can pluralize it and put an S on the end. That's all it means. Countable means that when there's more than one, we put an S on, usually in for regular nouns. But some things we can't do that with. So which are these? How do we think about it? Well, think about water. How many waters do we have in that glass? It doesn't make any sense, does it? Shall I tip it out and we'll count them? No, clearly, because it's going to go everywhere. Water isn't countable. It doesn't have a discrete shape that you can pick up and say, water. We can't count it. And that is the same for all liquids. If we can't count it, we can't say there's more than one. If we can't say there's more than one, then we can't put an S on the end, can we? So uncountable nouns don't have a plural form. We always talk about them as if they're singular, and we never put an S on the end. So we don't have two waters, we have some water, some milk, some juice. It's the same for all liquids. What other kinds of things are uncountable? Well, do you ever eat rice? The last time that you ate rice, how many rice did you eat? Did you eat 1, 2, 3, 100, 1,000? Did you count them? No, of course not. They were too small. It's ridiculous to count something like that, isn't it? Rice, pasta, flour, things that are made up of something that has lots and lots and lots of little bits inside, we don't count. We class them as uncountable. So because of that, again, we don't pluralize them. We just say some pasta, some rice, some flour. What other cases do we have? Well, the other main case is when something is really big and we usually just use a part of it. So things like bread, cheese, butter. With the bread, you don't say, I'm going to have 2 breads for my lunch. No, do you? You would just have a part. Anything that is big that you just have a part of, you also say some. I'm going to have some bread. If it was a big cake, I'm going to have some cake, some cheese. Again, we don't pluralize it. We don't put an S on the end. We just say some. So what happens if we do need to count it in some way? Well, then we count containers or pieces. We can have 1 slice of bread, 2 slices of bread. We can have 1 bottle of water or 2 bottles of water. So we don't count the thing that's uncountable. We count either a piece of it or we count it when it's inside a container. A glass of water, a cup of water, a bottle of water. So what other implications does this have? Well, I could go on for hours about this, but without going into too much detail on all the specific implications, one of the main ones is when we're talking about what is something. Because we would say it is a pen or they are pens if I have more than one. If it's a plural, we use are, don't we? Is and are. But if it's an uncountable noun, then we don't know if it's plural. So we can never use the are form for an uncountable noun. They are pens. It is water. Always it is water. There's never they are waters, because usually we can't count water. There is one very strange example, but we're not going to go into that now. Usually for uncountable nouns, we always use is. So countable, there is, there are. Uncountable, always is. It is water. It is rice. I hope that makes a little bit more sense. Bye-bye. If you have any comments or queries, message them below and I'll answer them how I can. Okay, thank you. Bye-bye.